Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Joining us now is our in-house analyst, Nana and Hugo, with stories trending around the world. Hi, Nana.
Good morning.
Hi, Nana. Good morning. How's your weekend?
Great. Not long enough, though.
Yeah, I mean, everyone at home has a long weekend apart from us, but we're happy to serve the people.
Exactly.
I saw you weren't too happy on Saturday, though.
Nobody was happy, girl.
Well, that's a long story. Actually, it's very short. It only lasted 90 minutes, but it was heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
With an own goal and
a penalty, a bear hug.
A bear hug.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The best thing to do is laugh or else you'll cry.
I don't understand.
And this is when people are saying they're happy they bought fake jerseys.
Oh, my gosh. And then I saw something about
happy
the jerseys are too fine, or like that was the score of the game. I don't.
What happened to that pig? Did anyone? Apparently,
the pig is being roasted.
The pig has been roasted. The pig has been roasted.
It's not the pig's fault. It's the Moses that was dropping on the floor anyhow. They said he was falling like the wall of Jericho. What's going on?
I felt like
that was for you.
Like did we forget it was a World Cup? Like, I'm confused.
I don't know. No, it was probably a friendly. Remember they told us not to judge them when they're friendly. So they're probably still in friendly mode.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But they still haven't won the really fine jerseys, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, maybe, but they're not going to wear because
when they wear that jersey, maybe the jersey is the magic potion.
They should wear it underneath because that's their home kit. So I believe they only wear that when they're at home, or if they play against somebody who has like maybe a green jersey, so we can differentiate. But whatever, we're just going to forget that happened over the weekend.
Yes, for
what's
now.
trending?
Well, the Carters have just dropped an unannounced joint album entitled Everything Is Love. The announcement was made by Tidal, the streaming company owned by Jay-Z. It features 9 tracks, each credited to Beyonce and Big Jigga. Beyonce and Jay-Z are currently on their On the Run 2 world tour, which kicked off earlier this month in the UK. The album announcement happened at their London show on Saturday this past weekend, where they put out Album Out Now on the big screen.
Well, we're just as big as fans as everyone else, and we've listened to it when we were getting dressed, and we jammed out, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And we're just so proud of the project, and we can't wait to tour with them this summer on the Run 2. We start in Cleveland on July 25th, and I can't wait with DJ Khaled. It's going to be fun.
Those two girls are actually Beyonce's little babies. They're
under
signed
her
under her, yeah.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
I know they're in Grownish.
Yes, they are.
Grownish.
Yeah.
I see them in
They've been
Grownish.
signed to Beyonce for a while. So that's how you stop the world again. But I feel like it had an impact, but I didn't even notice until midway through the game, actually. When the World Cup is going on, I don't really think it's wise to actually drop anything, but it's Beyonce and Jay-Z. They made their impact.
What they did was almost like a Kardashian move, okay? You know, so like when the NBA, I think was it
Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl was going on, and somebody announced, "Oh, I'm having a baby. It's a girl." Blah, blah, blah.
Was it Chloe?
Yeah, but we can't really. It's not the same, you know, because football, like soccer, like they call it, is not really watched in America. It's not like one of their main sports. So I don't know that she was paying attention to that. But please, let's talk about the visuals.
Everything is love.
Amazing.
I love how the way they're
beautiful.
like, you know, the whole album progression. So from Lemonade to 444, and now Everything Is Love. So it was like Lemonade was bashing Jay-Z, like, you cheated on me, you know, and then you had 444 where he's like apologizing.
He's repenting,
And then Everything Is Love is like, okay,
Beyonce is trying to bring the family together.
Yeah, that whole trend, you know, from infidelity to forgiveness to Everything Is Love. And can I just say that she was on theme? You know, Ocean's 8 came out yesterday.
No.
Ocean's 8. Stephanie never believes Beyonce copies anyone. Well,
she was Ocean's 8.
Ocean's 8 came out, and it's all about the Met, you know, the Met Gala, and all the sculptures. Can I finish? The sculptures and the paintings, all of that. And Beyonce has the same thing in her video. So when I saw the video, and then I saw Ocean's 8, I was like, you know, it's still all girl power.
Wow.
With a hint of Jay-Z. But
but Beyonce actually didn't attend the Met Gala this year because she was busy filming her own Met Gala. So she was shutting it down in her own way, because we all joked about how Beyonce didn't turn up to the Met Gala this year.
And the theme for the Met Gala was...
and the theme was religion, Christianity. And everyone was saying she took it really far and just decided to be like Ghost and be like the Holy Spirit.
I mean, you have to invest in your own craft, and it's very clear that she took her time with this this visual this visual enlightenment, because from shooting inside Louvre, you know, and then having the, you know, the play against, like, you know, colonialism, and having like blacks inside, you know, in the video, and then like the color hues, like everything was very much very methodical, and it's very clear that she was trying to send a message. Them two together, they're the dynamic duo at this point in time.
And a lot of people would definitely be visiting the Louvre now in Paris. People would definitely be going there. Who even gets to film
It's even crazy
next to the Mona Lisa?
What? Like, who does that?
How does she get permission?
I don't know.
She doesn't get permission, she tells them.
She's like, oh, no, they tell them. Like, she doesn't even have to, they're like, oh,
No,
Beyonce is coming.
they tell them.
So her
Beyonce
people
does
would
not
just
talk
call
to people.
the Louvre, and they're like, yeah. But another thing I liked was she's looking thicker in the video.
Yeah.
She's not looking as skinny.
She's been, no, well, she hasn't looked skinny for a while. After
Yeah,
the
she
twins,
has.
girl.
Yeah, no, but there was a time
That
she
weight is
dropped
staying
like
on.
mad weight. I think even after the twins. But this one, we see like a small bulge in her tummy. I'm not saying she's
Really?
fat, Stephanie.
Okay.
I think she's just like, you know, I think she's
looks
getting
like a young
older.
mummy.
She's accepting her, like, you know, her
Yeah.
motherly figure, and
Older.
I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
thicker.
I appreciate it. I think it's like it shows the realities, like, you know, what is she gonna be skinny forever?
You're just trying to copy Rihanna. You know Rihanna.
She doesn't copy.
What is it?
I don't think she
doesn't
has to do
copy.
that. For what?
The only thing
I'm just kidding, please. Let's move on.
Yeah, you don't want to be
Don't you
her.
want to disturb me?
I don't want to be stung. I don't want to be stung by the beehive. Thanks. Okay, what else is
Okay.
trending?
Well, hip hop star Jermaine Dupri has put out a hit on sexual allegations surrounding R. Kelly, which have been handled. Last month, Apple Music and Spotify removed R. Kelly's curated playlist from their services following decades' claim against him. Claims Kelly denies. Dupri, who was recently inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, says he doesn't condone the behavior, but wants the people to consider the bigger picture.
I mean, at this point, I believe that it's all, you know, it's hearsay, right? It's somebody's word against somebody else's. So I can't say if this industry is correcting itself. I don't know. Basically. I don't know much about each one of these situations. I just know that it feels, the sad part about it for me as a music lover is that, you know, we already lost Michael, we lost Prince, we lost Kurt Cobain. We done lost so many people that are amazing, right? Just amazing. I hate looking up one day and we don't have anything amazing in the music business anymore. I mean, this is a business that I live and die for. So I don't want to see my business come to a place where it's just bland artists and artists don't mean anything. And I feel like a lot of times, a lot of things are said about people and people don't take into consideration the bigger picture. Granted, if either one of these people have done anything wrong, then they definitely should be, you know, there should be some kind of consequences to doing wrong. But at the same time, I think people need to think about the music industry.
Because it's like if a doctor does something against his practice that is wrong, he should be brought to justice. He should actually have to answer questions. So just because you're a celebrity or a musician and you're doing great things for the music industry doesn't mean that you're above the law. I mean, I understand what he's saying. We don't want to lose talent. But at the same time, these are young women who have been manipulated, allegedly, by R. Kelly. And, you know, it's just, I don't think there's any justification.
I don't think that I think he was saying that, like, people that, you know, do unjust things under the law should be, you know, reprimanded accordingly. But he's taking a step back and saying, like, the bigger picture. And then I think he's a little insinuating a bit, like, is this an attack on certain people to kind of discredit their overall tenure in the industry? I agree. They should
I think
definitely.
every case is different, though. But when it comes to R. Kelly's case, it's very.
So R. Kelly has been judged in the court of public opinion. He hasn't gone to court, you know, he hasn't. And what I feel he's saying, that's Jermaine Dupri, he's saying is Apple and Spotify, who just yanked his music off their platforms, should they have waited, you know, for like justice to be served before making that decision, or did what they just did, like taking his music off their platform, was that good? Was that right? The right thing to do?
I don't know. I think it's all dependent on the company and like the company culture and what they want to instill. It's a private company, so they are free to do whatever they want.
A private company with a lot of public implications.
But they're still a private company.
But it's still
so
a private company, and they feel like I'm sure they've run they run the numbers. I'm sure in regards to branding, they don't feel like they're taking a hit with going with something that they feel is unjust or goes against their
values.
Their values exactly.
So it's not a public company.
I hope this is the same judgment they'll mete out to any artist who has any allegations that
we
comes
hope
up.
so. We hope so, right?
Because I feel like they should have waited some time, just see how true is this.
It's been years though, these allegations. It's a different allegation every year.
Are we not supposed to be,
and it's
everybody not supposed to be innocent until proven guilty?
No, there's been evidence. There've been videos of like anyway, we'll just leave this.
I think it's also industry knowledge as well. So I think a lot of the things that they're like making, a lot of decisions they've made may not have been, in the public eye.
Right.
I think there's a lot of industry talk, behind the scenes. So maybe they know something we don't.
Well, true. Because I remember...
Sister closet. Girl, you really trying to back up R. Kelly?
Yeah. Well, true. I believe they know what's going on before people on the outside actually know what's going on. Yeah, so...
What's up with Suge Knight?
Yeah.
Well, Suge Knight's looking for a get-out-of-jail card and hopes the court will be sympathetic when they hear him out. He wants to attend his mother's funeral. Suge's mother, Maxine Chapman, died Sunday, surrounded by family at a hospital in Paramount, California, where she suffered from a stroke about a month ago, and her health had been deteriorating since. Her lungs had recently collapsed, and she had kidney failure. She was 77. The family now wants to see if the court will allow Suge to attend her funeral. Suge also had health problems as of late, as he spent 2 days in the hospital back in April.
Oh, wow, that's really
Suge,
sad.
His career has just been, I don't know, down the hill since, that whole controversy with Tupac.
Yeah.
And now, and then his mother has passed now, and he's in the middle of court. I think this
they'll
guy,
let him
his luck.
out to attend his mom's funeral?
I don't think so, to
There
be
have been
honest
different
with you.
cases of some people who they let them out and some who they're just like, no, you're going to stay in jail. So...
I don't know. I don't know how sympathetic this judge is, that's trying him is. It's really unfortunate this is happening. I'm sure, the stroke that came is onset of stress, this whole court. And then, Suge's health, I'm sure, is all on the onset of stress as well.
Yeah.
So.
But some think like this is part of the punishment, like missing significant events is part of punishment for crimes committed. But yeah, it's his mom, so I don't know, I'm a bit on the fence with this one. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Starboy.
Well, Wizkid may have unlocked another talent in his resume as he walked the runway along with British supermodel Naomi Campbell during the Dolce & Gabbana Spring 2019 fashion show on Saturday. The Nigerian pop star and his Nigerian-born bestie, Tiny Tempa, who served as models for Dolce & Gabbana, was pictured backstage with the supermodel herself, Naomi Campbell, before stepping out to stride in Dolce & Gabbana glory. The Nigerian superstar walked the runway in a jewelry-adorned black and gold ensemble, as well as a diamond-encrusted mask, obviously inspired by the late king of pop music, Michael Jackson. Wizkid's hit song, Soko, played in the hall as other models walked the runway.
Wow.
Listen, this is what happens.
Oh my goodness. I just remembered when Wizkid sang Sitting in the Corner.
Yes, I
We're in
remember.
Dolce & Gabbana. I remember Wizkid singing that, yes, a ghost.
So it's no more Gucci Gang, right? Because
There's no Gucci Gang.
He has been like
Listen.
Gucci pal, I feel like, for the past year now. And now he's all about the Dolce & Gabbana drip.
I'll take
Is that what it is
Dolce &
now?
Gabbana over Gucci
any day.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I love about all of our artists that are doing big things. They all have their strong points. Now, this is something that Wizkid is very known for. He's very fashionable.
Yep.
He's always making fashion statements. He's very international with his fashion as well. So I'm not surprised that we're seeing him on the runway at Dolce & Gabbana, because this is someone, as Toyosi said, who has said these things. And it talks about affirmation again.
Yeah.
You know, you sang about something, and
Like
now
10
you're
years
even on the
ago.
runway. Yes. walking for Dolce & Gabbana, and this just shows you that there's a lot more to come from our artists.
Yeah.
If Wizkid is doing this now, imagine what we'll be doing in the next 5 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
And talk
It's gonna
about
be crazy.
picking your friends wisely. Because, like, we all know Wiz needed that introduction to Dolce & Gabbana.
You know, Naomi came for the Rise Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Interacted with Wiz, I'm sure, on a personal level, and was like, this kid has something, and invited him to Milan.
Exactly.
I think it's more than that, though, because they know each other from
for
before.
a while, but yeah, I remember she actually asked, because she thanked Wizkid. Remember with those the kids?
Yeah.
Oh, the kids. I keep
Dream
forgetting.
catchers.
Dream catchers. Thank you. She said thank you, Wiz, for obliging me or something, because you know Wizkid had dream catchers up on the stage during his performance. So it's like, everybody give and take. Choose your friends wisely, you know. Like,
that's what it is. Networking.
Choose your friends wisely, and also keep aspiring. Wiz is one person who has not sat still for one moment. You know, he's been on the go from like always looking for the next best thing, and he's making mad moves. And we're really proud of him.
I'm excited to see what happens in this fashion endeavor, because who knows, maybe he'll be, you know, how Rihanna was, you know, doing creative direction for Puma. So let's see if something like that will, you know, occur, because like you said, Stephanie, he is quite fashionable and is very exposed to the international designers.
Yeah, and he's friends with Naomi Campbell.
He's friends with a lot of people. He's been in the studio with Rihanna, like, and this is even way back. He's friends with Wale, he's friends with Chris Brown. The boy is a star boy. His style aligns with a lot of people.
Yeah,
so
is shining bright.
Yes.
Well, a quick catch up on the top 3 trends you should check out on social media that has got everyone talking. More troubles for Kiss Daniel as Emperor Jeezy trademarks singer's new name. Jeremy Meeks gets full custody of son and agrees to pay his ex-wife 6-figure settlement. Fan celebration accused an artificial earthquake in Mexico after country scored against Germany.
Yeah, I actually saw that. What happened? The fans
celebration that it caused.
It caused the mini earthquake from the roaring.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they beat Mexico beat Germany.
Yep.
1-0.
It was a quite exciting game.
Yeah, very excited. I can't believe
this
they beat
makes
Germany.
me believe the Wall of Jericho story. I'm just sorry, I just went to the Bible.
Oh no, that was
when they were shouting, then the walls came down. So the shout of these people actually caused a mini earthquake.
Yeah, but in Nigeria, our players are the ones that like to fall down. So. I don't know. What's the photo of the day before we go back to the Super Eagles?
Wait, guys, sorry. This guy, the model, the fine boy model that was in jail and then is out.
Jeremy Meeks.
How did he get full custody?
Well, did he get full custody? I thought he got full custody of his son.
Custody. Yes.
Of the children?
Yes.
How? No. Why? I don't understand. Didn't he left his wife to go with the lady?
Yes, the
Mrs. Green.
Yes,
Miss Green.
Well, I think. I mean, like, aren't they now? They're not married, correct? Jeremy Meeks.
Well, yes, and they signed a prenup.
And I'm thinking with her, with her, how much she's making, how much I think he's making from modeling. They probably seem like, hey, you're more fit to take care of these
because
kids.
Of his income?
I believe so. I would assume so. Think about it.
No, that makes absolutely no sense. Money should not be the deciding factor of who takes care of the child or who keeps the child.
No, I don't think it is.
Then what would be the argument then?
What?
What would be the argument?
We don't know. I feel like there's something more to that story.
Yeah. Poor girl. We're here defending her, last week or 2 weeks ago.
Exactly. And Kiss Daniel, he thought he was clever, right? He changed his name from KISS to KIZZZZ and the Emperor Jeezy, who are his former label mates, record label bosses. They're trying to.
They trademarked his name.
So he's stuck again
with Kiss Daniel.
This kid has had his his way in the court with industry. I hope people are paying attention because he is a case study for entertainment lawyers here in Nigeria.
But make me understand. So he can no longer perform with Kiss as Kiss Daniel.
Yeah. Yes.
But then he tried to change his name and then they trademarked that name.
Yes.
He should have trademarked that name, People
before he came out with it.
Yes, people don't understand the importance of trademarking names.
Yeah, why would you come up with a name that you haven't trademarked? And
yes, as an entertainer.
There must be something more there again as well. We're gonna don't worry, we'll find out for you. What's the photo of the day?
Our photo of the day goes to Winston Duke, who also happens to be our man crush Monday today. The 31-year-old Black Panther actor attended the 2018 MTV Movie and TV Awards at Barker Hangar on June 16th in Santa Monica, California. For the event, he rocked a two-piece Nigerian tracksuit from the recently released Nike collection.
This guy deserves an honorary Nigerian passport.
Yes. No, I love him. I've loved him since Wakanda. Like,
yeah,
M'Baku.
Black Panther.
Yes, and
yeah, well,
and I think
gosh,
also,
we all say Wakanda so much.
There was a little bit of news saying that he's going to come out, that he was going to be casted in the upcoming Jordan Peele film that should be coming out, I think, in like 2 years. Him and Lupita. So I'm excited to see what happens with this guy.
Yeah.
Excited to see what happens
with
with this
him
guy.
on the big screen again. Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, guess I had some gist yesterday I thought to share.
Ooh, share, do tell.
Right.
Black Panther cast, Lupita and
Durai?
Durai. They were actually in Lagos.
Yeah.
Yes, they were.
They went to one of our salons that we go to.
Yeah.
And they actually disguised. They didn't want people to know who they were.
No, they were here. Is it good?
I knew
It was
that,
about a month ago, I believe.
They were here like a couple weeks ago.
I know they went to Enugu to film something with, I think, from Chimamanda's book. Or, I didn't know they actually came. Like, we didn't even see them, and these guys were around.
Flying under the radar.
Yeah. Well, okay. Talk about keeping our eyes open. Better. Thank you, Nana.
No problem.
That was exciting. We are taking a break now, but when we come back, we'll be bringing you news from inside Russia. Don't go away.